This is Ryan M. O'Connor. Ryan is the founder and owner of Reel-to-Reel Haven, which is a tape deck restoration service, a tape reel provider, an all-analog recording studio, a live venue space, a record label, and a haven for cancer funding. Ryan himself, a cancer survivor. A former global conflict negotiator for Bloomberg Financial in New York City, Ryan is also the North American president for REVOX, the legendary tape deck manufacturer who have recently brought new products to the U.S. Reel-to-Reel Haven not only restores classic tape machines for studios across the country, its live recordings are commercially available on tape, the first fruits of this burgeoning tape-centric empire. Stellar Records distributes O'Connor's reel-to-reel tape. Outfitted with a complete audio note level 5.6 hi-fi system, courtesy Mike Bachalek of Handmade Audio, Reel-to-Reel Haven is a one-of-a-kind recording, restoration, and live performance environment with music and cancer awareness its main goals.
I'm Ryan O'Connor. I'm the founder, owner, and operator of Reel-to-Reel Haven and Stellar Records.
Okay, what are the main services you all offer and products you offer, and what inspired you to start this really beautiful business in such a beautiful location, even though the front looks like where the mob would dump the bodies?
On purpose. Yeah, I don't want any attention here that's not wanted.
And I have stories about that. I'll tell you later, that railroad thing. But go ahead, if you would answer those, Ryan.
No, sure, I appreciate it. So first of all, I was very lucky. I am very lucky to have a really good set of parents. My dad had a radio show for 15, 20 years. It was a college basketball report. It was called the Pepsi College Basketball Report. And I started when I was so young. I was in the studio and I would see all the mic booms and the lights and everything. And when you're that young, you can't help but be mesmerized by an atmosphere like that. I loved it every time they bring in a guest and all of the planning that went around it. And so that was my first experience into audio, period. It didn't even start with music. Of course, it got quickly into music. I wanted to be around music and be around all these people. But I was, let's call it, a little financially insecure. And I decided that if I'm really going to be able to do what I want to do, I'm going to need some funding. So I studied finance and marketing, worked my way up all the way to Bloomberg, at the headquarters here in Manhattan, did very well, traveled the world, and gained the knowledge I needed to start a successful business. In 2018, Bloomberg Pursuits came out with the article about the ball finger. I begged my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, if I could please leave Bloomberg and chase this dream of becoming a technician for tape decks, starting a marketplace where you can do anything you need to with trust and with a 1-year warranty at the very least. And I started to chase that dream about 6 years ago. And now Reel-to-Reel Haven has become a complete and wholly immersive marketplace all about tape. We have a transfer department led by Noel Byer of the New York Public Library, brand new ovens in the basement. We just beat out the Smithsonian for a job for Lead Belly to save audio that doesn't exist anywhere else, baked it downstairs, transferred it over there, and gave it back to the client. Very happy. We have a master tape copy station because my sister company Stellar Records produces brand new recordings on tape, and we sell them through Reel-to-Reel Haven. We have repair, we have restoration, so you can come give me your tape deck, I'll repair it and return it. You can purchase a tape deck that we've repaired with a 1-year warranty. Obviously, I sell all the accessories you could possibly need to operate a tape deck, from virgin recording tape, splicing and leader, reels, hubs, stands, all of it. Obviously, we have a very nice demo situation going on here with multiple types of tape decks, cassette to hard on tape Ampex, easy on tape Studers. We got the first REVOX ever in North America sitting over there, the brand new MK3. And I actually just became the president of North America for REVOX and am now responsible for their strategic rollout of all REVOX products in North America. And we were also hired by REVOX to be their production house. REVOX is going to get very deep into new recordings as well, and they've asked me to lead that. So here at this facility, you can do everything from attend a live recording, purchase that recording, have your tape deck fixed, purchase a tape deck, preserve audio, and have fun in a 1920s daylight savings warehouse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's your competition in this area?
You know, sadly, the old guard is passing. One of my biggest mentors is Cookie French and John French of JRF Magnetics.
So it looks like Audio Note is involved in this venture?
I just really never was even looking to have any big name system in here. But Mike Pahalik, who you'll meet, is one of their dealers, and told Peter Quattrop about my story, and Peter liked it a lot. I guess he believes in me pretty strongly, and said, "Would you like to have this system here?" And I said, "If you indemnify me for having it here, I would love to have it here."
Do you do much playback?
Constantly.
You must, and I guess all the better on a system like this.
Of course. This is one of the top systems in the world.
Yeah, this is...
And it's not solid state. I mean,
thank God for that.
thank God. If you want to go to Burning Man every day, go buy a Macintosh, but good luck.
So what was the inspiration for you to start this? And what we were talking about earlier.
Sure. I mean, it all started with my dad. I have such a great dad, and he's such a positive influence. He is such a positive influence on my life, and just watching him command that radio show, that broadcast, got me into audio. As a kid, you grow up, and music is ingrained in I think some of us don't care about it. Some of us latch onto it for various reasons. I think mine was because of trauma. Music really helped me get through that. But honestly, I wanted to be the type of person that during a recording session could whip out a voltmeter, an LCR meter, what have you, and find out what was going on. Pop a cap in, out, a resistor, relay, whatever it was, in a console or a tape deck, what have you, and get that recording back on the road. Along the way, I kind of lost track with that by learning the business side, and fell in love with operating the business and working on the system. So sadly, I don't get to do too much of that anymore. But as we take a tour through my workbenches, you can see what we do, and I can tell you about our senior techs as well. The further inspiration was the analog productions. Being involved in raw recording straight to tape, that is my big motivation. You'll see in the control room later on, I have about 6 pieces of outboard gear, and that is 100% by design. I don't care what you put on that stage, but once that goes into the mic, you're not allowed to use any digital tools here. I have none, 0, and that is also by design. And so on Monday, we did the Lumineers. Okay, we had a duo, super intimate, recorded straight to tape. This is what I love. Pure analog productions where when I play it back, I can't just hear it, I can feel it. And tape is really the only medium where you can really feel it. And I don't really want to get into the whole Atmos and 900 speakers and you can feel that, whatever. I want to feel what the musician wants me to feel. And I don't want a signature going on when I switch between Mongolian throat music and Kraftwerk and everything in between. I want it to sound the way the musician wanted it to sound. And analog really, really gets you there. I think one of the other reasons that I love analog so much is that it is for one of the reasons that it is better is that it makes the musician better. Being part of the world of master tape copies, older copies, is cool. I love it. I'm close with Horseshouse. Obviously, I represent REVOX in North America now. But they're older recordings. And I wanted to be at the front of new recordings straight to tape. If we keep servicing these decks, or there's a Nagra comes out with a competitor to the new REVOX, it's good. But if we don't keep more recordings straight to tape coming, then we're not really building up the marketplace. And I want to be in the front of analog productions, at least in North America. And that's what we do here. We do things straight to tape. We're going to bring in a lathe, do things straight to disc and straight to master cassette. And one of the most things I'm proud of, which is to go back to what inspires me, what motivates me, is I want to help the artist. And this is how I'm going to do it. I have the resources clearly. So when we bring an artist in, we're going to give them the following deal. I get a 1/2-inch half-track master. I use it for the hi-fi, the tape, the direct-to-disc, the master cassettes. The artist walks out free of charge with another 1/2-inch half-track master, and then they use it for their commercial use, CD streaming, the $30 vinyl pressings, whatever. I want $0. Zero. So inevitably, the artist can walk out of here with the highest fidelity recording possible for their commercial use, saving somewhere between $35,000 and $45,000. I pay the engineer, I pay for the tape, the mixing, mastering. There is no studio time since I own this place, and I find that to be very well received by the artist community. I signed 6 more artists last night. We did the Lumineers. We're doing Andrea Bocelli.
He's going to come here and record?
He's already been here. We're friends.
Crazy.
He's blessed us with doing a live recording where we're going to raise a considerable amount of money for our the fund that we love the most, which is the Cancer AI Alliance, and for the Andrea Bocelli Foundation too. We're going to split the raise right down the middle.
Can you say who the 6 artists are you signed?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I can tell you one, which is a Latin and Platinum Grammy Award-winning artist, Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, called Orlas, which is a word that means shores or coastline. We're going to do them probably first couple weeks of April.
And you've already released records by?
Catherine Russell, Kishi Bashi, and Adam Levy.
Okay.
And then we'll release the Lumineers in the next couple weeks.
Okay. And so how many, looking around here, there are so many tape decks, about how many reel-to-reels are just sitting around here?
That are fully operational?
And not?
12 operational. A mixture between our transfer department, our master tape copy station, decks that we've just recently fixed up that are available for sale, and some that are sitting here waiting to be picked up by customers.
Okay. And what is, and you restore, like that studio behind you looks like something you've restored. It's got your reel-to-reel logo on it?
That's correct. So we have restored this inside and out. Inside, obviously, fully recapped, relapped heads by John French, since they were good enough. We didn't need to replace them. And then we did the full outside. And this is just a demo piece. We use it all the time. It just shows off the brand in a positive way.
And how have your own health struggles influenced the opening of this place, and you as a person?
Look, I don't consider myself special. I consider myself lucky and blessed. I mean, when you have these type of situations, I mean, I flatlined on that table. When you have that type of situation, you wake up, and whether you were a whiner type person before, those days are over. You just are forced. I think I was forced to cherish every waking moment. And I'm blessed to have the wife I have who knew this was going to be a long road, very expensive. But we're here and we're doing these things, and the labels know, and all the big agents know, and they're sending artists here. And it's a really beautiful thing. And on top of it, we're not just a regular recording studio, and we certainly don't want to be a label. I would say one of the first jobs of this place is to be a weapon against cancer. It's to raise eradication level funding.
And which cancer did you have?
Langerhans cell histiotosis. Tape is a physical medium. It does break down. However, there are 2 camps that I like to consider that I work for. One is the seriously passionate audio person. I don't mean audiophile. I almost don't like that word. But I mean the type of person that is seeking to find the sound that makes them feel alive. There are many products that can get you there and help you in your journey. And I'm never going to sit here and recommend that someone start with one of these. This would be the end game. There's plenty of companies out there that can provide you an exceptional feeling. And I understand the expensive side of tape and why vinyl can be, a lot of times, especially because of budget, a better choice. One of the reasons I went and worked with REVOX is that they're committed to continually keeping the pricing as low as possible. And so am I. And so sure, I produce these tapes, and sure they're expensive, but I do it for raising cancer funds. You know, again, this is a super unique situation. Eventually I'll get down to $150 a tape. I'll do 7 IPS, I'll do non-fancy boxes, I'll make sure that the masses can get it. But you do have to start somewhere.
What are the different tape brands, if that's the right word?
Sure. No, I know what you're asking for. So there's really only two right now that are. Come on in, John. There's really only two right now that are viable. I can't tell you that they're. I'll off the record tell you.
But aren't they listed? But aren't they listed on the website?
They are, and it's ATR Magnetics and Recording the Masters. ATR out of Pennsylvania, Recording the Masters out of France, with a distribution plant in Ohio. These are the only two really safe, viable, virgin recording tape, manufacturers out there. So it's not great. I mean, we could use 3, 4 more, right? Competition is good. So it's tough. I mean, if one of those people were to close up shop, the whole industry would be hurt overnight. No questions asked. So we're always trying to find new tape manufacturers. We're testing tape from all over the world, and sadly, we just can't find anything that's good yet. Except for ATR and RTM.
So obviously you must be selling tapes to companies that then use the tape to record and press the vinyl.
Not only that, but one of the things I'm most pleased about is that I'm starting to fulfill orders that were commonplace way back in the day when tape was the only medium.
Really?
$35,000, $50,000 tape orders just to produce one next album.
What sort of, wow.
Especially the indie side. The indies, and they're all over the tape. Right, and for good reason, right? Even though they're going to throw it into Pro Tools eventually, right? They still start on tape to get the best sound, that saturation, that warmth, and then they throw it into the box to their DAWs, whatever, so it can go out. They use the tape to press their vinyl, of course, which is great. But we are seeing a massive increase in virgin tape recordings.
Wow.
Which is really, I mean, that is data. It's hard. There's almost no data. This thing has been sort of dead, especially for the consumer, for 40 years. So there isn't like a Bloomberg terminal where I can go ATR, HP Go, and I find historical pricing, right, or comps. You kind of have to piece all this stuff together from multiple sources and have a passion for it. Otherwise, you're kind of operating in limbo, which is never good.
And I take it you're also selling a lot of refurbished tape machines?
I'm about 8-9 months booked out. I just finally found another reputable technician that I'm bringing in very, very shortly.
That's great. So what do you think? Why is the reason? We know why vinyl has made a comeback, but why has tape, as a consumer product, as a recording product, why has it made such a big return?
I can only speak for myself, of course, and what my answer every single time is instant gratification has finally been shown to be bad. Okay. Not only 6-7 years ago did I make a bet that analog will come back in music big, but I made a bet it would come back in life. And for the first time, I'm seeing, even in my own building, just across McGinnis on Freeman, I live and work on Freeman, I see 14-year-old girls and boys that live in my building with a flip phone. They don't want the forward-facing camera. They are starting to really realize it is affecting them mentally. When I was a kid, everyone had a black eye and a cast. Now everybody's got anxiety. For what? You don't learn about yourself, and now you're creating this thing in your head. Life is hard. Pain isn't a problem. You understand? Like, this is why I think it's coming back. It's physical. It's interactive. If you experience a party that's run by Spotify versus a record, right, or a tape, it's a totally different party with the same people in the same location.
Are you doing tape parties here as well?
All the time. And because I'm going to keep this private, you should see some of these things. I'll invite you to the next one, okay? We take the table out of here. We take this table. We take the couch. We throw it downstairs. We empty that room. And there's 150 people in here dancing. They're experiencing tape for the first time. We're doing live recordings. We mix and master down a 1/2-inch half track, then to a quarter real quick, and we let them listen to what they heard over there right here same day. They're like, they don't know what to do with themselves. They just can't get that from any other source. And I mean, listen, we have first pressings. We have early releases, right? There's still a substantial difference from the best records when you record them to tape. Substantial. And that reality grabs people, and it says, wow, I'm having an experience here. My conversations are deeper. I have connected with the person in the room with me. Musicians on the sort of kind of carry that. They think, well, it's going to make the listener feel what I was intending to get out with my cello, my flute, my guitar, my piano more if I at least start with the tape. So we're just experiencing this and loving that, and riding that wave. It just started to gain its own. I just want to raise money. I make $0 from this operation. I mean, zero. Okay.
How do you live?
What's that?
How do you live?
Well, I got a world-class education from Mike Bloomberg. You know, the when we sell a tape deck, there's some nice margins in that. But honestly, I don't live off the Stella side of things. I live off the reel-to-reel haven, right? Obviously, REVOX is helping. That's a pretty nice gig.
Stella is?
Stella Records is the recording company that I own that does the recordings, and then we sell it through my other company, Reel-to-Reel Haven. So, yeah.
Great. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
My mind is blown, and I haven't even heard anything yet.
Cool. Use this story. Can I tell? And I'll, of course, say I learned it from Steve Gutenberg, of course.
He's writing the Kitchen Confidential of Projectionist.
Yeah, I'm doing it. You know,
Are you?
Kitchen Confidential. That's the Anthony Bourdain book. So I'm writing the
what
hopefully
a
the
loss
equivalent
there, Jesus.
from
No
the
shit.
projectionist book.
You were a union projectionist.